I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the gas, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me.
Awesome power of nature, hot excitement of freedom goes after you get struck by lightning. There's thunder.
And welcome to another episode of the Pigskin Recap with your boy Tyler. This is episode 4. I got my buddy Mitch with me today. So let's get into it. And the first game I'd like to talk about is not the Thursday night game. It is the Eagles and Colts game.
Oh, right out with it. Okay.
Right out the gate with the Eagles and Colts. The Colts had a 13-3 lead going into the fourth quarter, and the Eagles' run D just struggled early on.
Mm-hmm.
They did manage to hold Jonathan Taylor to under 100 yards, and he averaged 3.8 yards a carry. But there was one play where he just went crazy. Hurts went 18 for 25, 190 yards, a touchdown, and a rushing touchdown to end the game. What were your thoughts on this game?
Okay, it was sloppy from the jump. It was disgusting. It was ugly. Pretty much the ugliest game I've ever seen, with the penalties, the turnovers, the bad decision-making, the coaching mistakes. You name it, that's what happened with the Eagles. But here's the thing I like besides the Jalen Hurts thing. It's the resiliency from the whole entire team, which I did like. Because personally, I thought they were done as soon as the game started. As soon as it kicked off and the Colts got the ball, I thought it was over. Because I knew we couldn't stop the run right from the get-go. But Linval Joseph and Naviga Sue, wow, great additions. Great additions from those guys, man. Great additions. And they helped us get the win big time.
I have to agree there. That really beefed up our line on the defensive side of the ball. The offense did have the struggles with the fumbling and just the poor play offensively. They didn't score a touchdown till the fourth quarter, when they scored multiple to get back into the 17-16, and it was just a sloppy game from the get-go, like you said. And I'm glad that this team was resilient enough to come back in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts is completely making his case as MVP. He is making a case. He put the team on his back and forth, and won the game by himself. by that rushing touchdown to seal the deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, sloppy win, but a win's a win nonetheless by the Eagles. And let's hope for more, but less sloppy.
Yeah.
Let's hope for more, but less sloppy play. Next up, we have the Thursday night game. I'm reverting back to Thursday. Packers versus the Titans, 27-17 win for the Titans. The defense for the Green Bay Packers, atrocious.
Yeah.
They allowed 337 yards passing. Tannehill went 22 for 27, 333 yards. The other yards was because Derrick Henry went 2 for 2 passing with 4 yards.
And a touchdown. That's funny.
And a touchdown. He went 2 for 2 passing as a running back. He also had 28 carries, 87 yards, and a rush touchdown. When you have a running back having 2 completions for 4 yards and a touchdown, you know that defense is crap for Green Bay. You know it's crap. Aaron Rodgers didn't really have a bad game either. It was just that defense was just atrocious. And it was just, it was a statement win because they're like us. They were like us going into this game.
Yeah.
No one was taking them serious. And now, even though they're a rival team and I don't want to take them serious, I'm taking them serious. Taking out a team like the Vikings like that, yeah. But the next game, Bears and Falcons. The Bears blew this one. The Bears blew it. Atlanta wins 27-24. But the Bears blow a 17-7 lead. How does that even happen?
All right. So listen, with the Bears, I mean, hey, they've been on a wild ride for these last couple of weeks. Justin Fields has been on another level. We knew that they're not as good as these other teams. So for me, it's just like, it is what it is. I mean, hey, they're showing a historic run, to say the least. One of the best years in recent years.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll take it. I'll simply take it.
Justin Fields went 14 for 21, 153 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. David Montgomery had 17 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown. And Marcus Mariota went 13 for 20, 131 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
The Bears, they find ways to blow it every single week.
Yes.
It's like they find ways to lose instead of finding ways to win. You should be finding ways to win. But the thing is, every single time they're up, they're always, by the end, they're losing. By the end, they've lost. By the end, it's over for them. So if they can find ways to close out games, they'll be a good team. But they just got to find a way to close out games. Next up, we have the Packers and the Ravens. Baker Mayfield sucks. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just
That's
saying.
basically it right there.
Basically, that's all I'm going to say, and that's the only point that I've written down is Baker Mayfield is a bad quarterback.
Yes.
It's all. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This is why the Panthers are terrible this year. Is Baker Mayfield sucks. He went 21 for 33, 196 yards, 2 picks. Lamar Jackson didn't even have a good game. I mean, he had an okay game, but he did throw a pick. 24 for 33, 209 yards, a pick, and a rushing touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't stop Lamar Jackson on defense.
Lamar Jackson's a hard quarterback to stop.
He is, because he's a really good rushing quarterback. He's a really good dual threat quarterback. Baker Mayfield hasn't been good since 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
So those things, honestly, at this point, Carolina, just draft a quarterback at the end of the season. Get rid of Mayfield.
I think they need more than just a quarterback.
They need a whole defense.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the
We'll get to
Cowboys
that game.
game. We'll get to the Cowboys game soon. But next we have the Browns versus the Bills, and this is one of the better games, in my opinion. It was an offensive shootout. Both teams played very well. But the Bills just have a better roster. Jacoby Brissett went 28 for 41, 324 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And Josh Allen went 18 for 27, 197 yards, and a touchdown. Singletary had 18 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown.
Yes.
Honestly, one of the better games. Jacoby Brissett played pretty well. Allen just played a little bit better.
Yeah.
In terms of completions.
Mhm.
He did have more yards than Allen, but in terms of completions, Allen played the better game, and that's why his team got the win. What did you think?
What did I think? Basically the same things you said. You nailed all the right points.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you
And
hear
then
about
we
the post-game
have.
comments? Zach Wilson's post-game comments?
Oh, I'm gonna get there. I have a whole rant. I've already ranted one time on the afternoon show that me and Rob do.
Okay.
I've already ranted, but I'm gonna rant here too because I am beyond annoyed with Zach Wilson.
Let's see if the rant is good, because if it's good, I'll clip it and put it on the channel.
Oh, it's gonna be good, brother.
Let's see it then. Let's see it when it comes to it.
Next up, we have the Commanders and the Texans. Roll the clip. I know you want to.
Fine. I can't roll it, but we lost. Here it is.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
You see, I need to left hand up.
Here's the thing. I had to do it. I know we've lost to this team, but I had to do it because it's just division rivals. We have to talk our crap.
No, you're gonna laugh at this. So there's this Washington Commanders content creator by the name of Rio Robinson. He had that guy on his channel and just talking about the whole song for like 30 minutes to an hour. And it was on the news. It was on the radio. Pat McAfee had it on his show. Are you kidding me? If we lost to this team, can someone else lose to this team, please?
And that's where this comes in. The Texans did lose to this team.
Yep.
And it was the only, and that's the reason why I said what I said on the show earlier, the afternoon show. The only reason why they're 6-5 is because Wentz is not starting, and Heineke's the better quarterback.
Yes,
he was also the better quarterback here today. He was 15 for 27, 191 yards. Mills, he had an even worse day. 19 for 33, 169 yards, 2 picks, 1 rushing touchdown. Curtis Samuel had 2 carries, 18 yards, and a touchdown. Gibson had 18 carries, 72 yards, and Robinson had 15 carries, 57 yards. And for a guy who got shot in the leg, having a game like that, impressive.
Yes.
Impressive. And he's been impressing me the entire season ever since he got shot. Just saying.
I know. It's a miracle that he's
It is a miracle.
Here's the thing, our crew. Here's the thing about that. Eagles fans told everyone about him.
We told Indy, they didn't listen. We told Washington, they didn't listen.
You know what's funny? It's the same thing with Ben Simmons.
We told Brooklyn, they didn't listen.
Yeah.
But the Commanders get a win. I forgot to write the score down. Can you remind me what the score was?
I'll get it. Give me a second. I got too many tabs open right now.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, if anyone cares about soccer, USA lost or tied.
Apparently, that's a good thing in soccer terms, but
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it
So,
is.
what game was it again? I'm sorry.
Commanders Texans.
23-10, Commanders.
23-10 Commanders. Yeah. So yeah, somebody finally lost to this team, and it wasn't us.
Yay! That means we can play the song again.
Do it again. Do it.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up.
I can put my left hand up now.
Yeah, what you bitch. Next up we have the Patriots and the Jets. The Patriots win 10-3 on a kick return to Marcus Jones in the fourth quarter. He takes it to the house. Mac Jones went 23 for 27, 246 yards. And Zach Wilson went 9 for 22 and 77 yards. And let me tell you something right now. This man saying that he had a pretty good game. Pretty good game. And the team sucks, not him, is completely wrong. Completely false. 9 for 22 with 77 yards, no touchdowns. Not good. You didn't even get over 100 yards. Newsflash, Zach Wilson. You got to not go 9 for 22, and you got to throw more than 77 yards to be a good quarterback. Also, your touchdown and interception ratio is absolutely atrocious the entire year. The only reason why the Jets have a winning record is despite you. Also, negative 27 passing yards in the second half of that game.
How is
Thank
that
you,
even
RQ.
possible? How is that
Thank you,
even possible?
RQ, for even mentioning it. To continue my rant,
Mm-hmm.
you sit there, you don't take accountability for being a terrible quarterback. You think the reason why the team was 6-4 going in was because of you. It wasn't. It was because of your defense and because of your running game. That's it. That is it. So, Zach Wilson, you better take accountability or for the rest of the season or you're done. And the thing is, with you doing this, you're losing the locker room. So, guess what? You better nut up or shut up, Zach Wilson. Rant done. Rant over.
All right. Okay, now it's my turn.
All right?
I don't need full screen. It's not going to be like you. But all I'm going to say is this. It's one game. I get that. It's one game. You're going to complain about your team. You think you did your thing. It's just wrong at the end of the day. At the end of the freaking day, it's wrong. So, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to dive too much into it. That's all I'm going to say.
I was already in the deep end. You don't need to dive in there. But next up we have the Rams versus the Saints, with New Orleans taking it 27-20. Honestly, the Rams defense was atrocious because they allowed Andy Dalton to actually be good in this game. He went 21 for 25, 260 yards, 3 touchdowns, and Stafford was 11 for 18, 159 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What was your thoughts?
Wow. I don't know. Just like, wow.
Yeah. Nothing else to say is that the Rams made Andy Dalton look good in this game, and he's atrocious this year.
Yeah.
And they made him look one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have the Giants and the Lions. Oh my gosh. 31-18 Lions.
They're not just the Lions.
What are they, Mitch?
I'm just saying. They're not just the Lions. Because everyone said when you beat them, it's like an ongoing thing. When you beat them,
Oh, they're just the Lions.
just Lions.
Just the Lions, you know?
Now the Lions are on a 3-game winning streak.
Yep. And they beat one of the better teams in the league,
Yep.
in the Giants. Jared Goff went 17 for 26, 165 yards. Jones went 27 for 44, 41 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, and a rushing touchdown. And you cannot fault, and you can't just say that they're just the Lions when they completely shut down one of the better running backs in the game, Saquon Barkley. 22 yards on 15 carries this guy got. 22 on 15 carries. That tells you their run defense is pretty dang good.
It is good.
You can't sit there and say, oh, they're just the Lions. That should be dead at this point. Yes,
Right.
the record is same old, but they're on a 3-game winning streak. And they're what, 4-6?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If they keep winning, they could probably go 10-7. They could probably go 11-6 if they keep winning. The trend looks good for them, and guess what? They're not just the Lions.
You can't take anyone lightly anymore.
You can't take them lightly. We almost lost because we took them lightly. The Giants lost because they took them lightly. So, great win by the Lions. Awesome win by Lions.
Good win by the Lions, yeah. And we needed it, so thank you, Detroit.
Giants don't take teams lightly anymore. If you want to win the division or make a playoff appearance, don't take teams lightly. Because it's going to bite you in the end, and it bit you in the end in this game.
Yes.
And now, the game with the coaching blunder to end the game. The Raiders and the Broncos. The Raiders win this game 22-16.
They finally win. Golf clap.
I can only do one hand. But Derek Carr went 23 for 37, 307 yards and 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs had 24 carries, 109 yards. Russell Wilson went 24 for 31, 247 yards. Latavius Murray had 17 carries, 49 yards, and a touchdown. But the ending of the game, what happened at the end of the game, they're at the goal line. All they need to do, run out the clock, end the game.
Mm-hmm.
The coach, it was actually Raiders ball. And they were getting close to the goal line.
Yeah.
And the head coach immediately on first down I think it was like 2 minutes left.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Immediately calls a timeout. You don't call a timeout in that situation.
Nope.
Immediately starting at first down. Maybe if it was like third down, you can call a timeout. Most certainly call a timeout. Address, the defense. All right, we need to stop them on third down, get the stop, force a field goal. Because they're in field goal range at that point. Force a field goal, tie the game up, see if we can win it in overtime. But really, what had happened, we're just going to call timeout immediately. First down. Completely bit them. Raiders drove down the field. They went from good field position to get a field goal range, to right the goal line, touchdown. They win the game.
Yep.
They left too much time on the clock for the Raiders because of that timeout. And this is why I say Nathaniel Hackett needs to go.
Hackett needed to go a long time now. I
He
mean, like,
has.
since when? The beginning of the year? When he got
Since-
signed, he needed to go. When he got hired, he needed to go.
He had no idea, and he still has no idea what he's doing with this team. It's like it's like another Josh McDaniel situation. He has no idea what he's doing.
What?
And it's just like it was a battle of bad coaches, and Nathaniel Hackett was worse. So Nathaniel Hackett better get the boot
Yeah.
by the end of the season. That's all I've got to say about it. And now the long-awaited game that everybody's been clamoring for in the comments.
Oh my God.
Cowboys and Vikings. Holy crap, what a beatdown.
Mm-hmm.
40-3 Dallas. Dak went 22 for 25, 276 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pollard had 15 carries for 80 yards, and Elliott had 15 carries for 42 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins went 12 for 23, 105 yards. Dalvin Cook had 11 carries for 72 yards. Not one touchdown was scored on the Minnesota side of the ball. And the defense, where was the defense?
Bro, it was so bad. I mean,
It was
it was so bad,
atrocious.
CBS had to take it off.
It was so bad. They cut to the NFL today, guys. And they're like, because this game is so ugly, we're going to turn it to this game. They quickly went to a different game. I forgot what game it was, but they quickly went to a different game. So, yeah. It was a bad game. There's no beating around it. I'm not going to cover any more because it was that bad of a game.
There's nothing. There's nothing
to really talk about. Good win by the Cowboys. They beat a series playoff contender. So they did beat somebody, and decidedly so. So good win by the Cowboys. Now we have the Bengals versus the Steelers, which I think this was the game they cut to.
I know.
So we're gonna do that. All right, the game's ugly, so we're gonna cut to this. Cincinnati beats the Steelers 37-30. Burrow went 24 for 39, 255 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. Kenny Pickett went 25 for 42, 265 yards and a touchdown. And Najee Harris had 20 carries, 90 yards, and 2 touchdowns. One of the better games. I'm glad they cut to that instead of the Dallas game because that game was atrocious. This game was way better. The Bengals are back.
Yeah.
The Bengals are back. And the Steelers, they have a lot of work to do to be back to being one of the top teams in the AFC. Is it time for the head coach to go? Is it time for Tomlin to go?
No. He would never
Okay.
go because the one bad season, is it 1 or 2? I think it was the first without Ben Roethlisberger. And he went
It's
negative.
the first one without
Yeah.
Ben, and it's the
No.
first one
No,
in
they're
his
never going to let him
coaching.
go.
All right. The next game on the docket is the final game, and it is the Chiefs versus the Chargers. And I'm going to say this right now: the Chargers are frauds.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Every time they get to a big game, they always choke it. They choked it last week against a big team. They choked it this time against a big team.
Mm-hmm.
Mahomes went 20 for 34, 329 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pacheco had 15 carries for 107 yards. And Justin Herbert, 23 for 30, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. And Austin Eckler, 19 carries, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Justin Herbert always cracks against these big teams.
I feel so
Every
bad
single
for
time.
Chargers fans.
I feel bad too. Because it seemed like they had their quarterback. And every single time in these big games that would set them over the top, get to the playoffs, gives them a strong chance for the playoffs, they choked it. And it was a fun, entertaining game. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs were the better team. And Mahomes, he's doing this no-look passing and all this Mahomes stuff, and it's awesome to see every week.
I think he's going to be MVP. I hate to say it. I think they're going to give it to him.
They might, but I don't know. I don't know. It depends on who comes out of the playoffs. It depends. If he has a monster playoffs and Hurts somehow crumbles, it's his.
Yeah.
But if Hurts plays out of his mind and Mahomes plays out of his mind, they both get to the Super Bowl and we beat them, I would think that Hurts would win. So, but the way that the national media and the fan bases hate Philly, it could go to Mahomes anyway.
Yes.
So I don't know. But yeah, the Chargers are the massive choke jobs when it comes to these big games. And I just feel like they need another quarterback that can really set them over. Herbert is a good quarterback, but he's just a good quarterback.
Right.
That's it. And to me, I don't even think he's a good quarterback. He's a mediocre quarterback.
I don't think he's mediocre.
He's mediocre because he can't beat the good teams.
So I think I asked you this before about Phillip Rivers. I think I asked you that last time.
I think Phillip Rivers is even better than Justin Herbert is.
So you think Justin Herbert overrated?
Because he can win. Because he can win against these good teams.
Yeah.
And Justin Herbert, he always crumbles under pressure. And he's done that twice in 2 primetime games against good teams. And it's just how I feel. And Chargers fans, you can come at me. I don't care. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's gonna be our it's a very short episode because there's a lot of games I really didn't want to talk about because most of them are ugly. What did you think of the week?
It was interesting. I'm just gonna put it at that. Interesting with the Chargers playing like that, the Cowboys blowing them out, the Lions beating the Giants, the Eagles playing terrible and still coming out with the W. I mean, the Saints winning, they beat the Rams. Well, the Rams are like falling apart. So
yeah, the Rams are done for it. The thing is with the Rams, and I will say this, I've said this since the Super Bowl. And they revealed that they spent so much cap on that team. I'm like, they're doing what the Eagles are doing, or what the Eagles did in 2017, it's going to be their downfall. What happened? Lo and behold, the next year, their downfall. And that's no ifs, ands, or buts. I called it since the Super Bowl,
Yep.
and there it is, right there. The Rams have fallen. But with that said, this has been the Pigskin Recap with your boy Tyler. Thanks to Mitch for hopping on.
Yep.
Hopefully we have a little bit longer episode than we did this time.
Yeah. And next week we're gonna get a guest. No matter what, we're gonna get a guest here for you. I got a couple people in mind. A couple of people owe me something. So
right. I will be on the Raw watch along with Earl and Mitch later on tonight.
Me, Earl, Jeff, and Tyler. And we're gonna have another person on, but that's not really confirmed. I really gotta message them. But yeah, it's gonna be fun tonight. I cannot wait. And Rob is actually doing the Monday Night Football game tonight.
Right.
Yeah. It's in Mexico.
Wait, this game is in Mexico?
I think.
Okay, it makes sense that it's on at the allotted time that it's usually on. Usually when they go overseas, it's like 9 in the morning.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
But I know. I think the Tampa Bay game was in Germany. I know that. What game was in London this year?
I don't know, dude. It seems like every single game, every single week, there's a game out of the country. Every time.
Yeah, there's a game out of the country. Like, I think they didn't have a game out of the country on Sunday, but tonight apparently this is the game out of the country. So
I think maybe I'm wrong, but right. So
I really don't mind the international. I don't really mind the international games.
I don't either.
I just hate the London games. I'm not a morning person. I don't want to get up at 9 o'clock to watch football. But yeah, this has been the Pigskin Recap with your boy Tyler. I'll see you next Monday at 6 o'clock for another episode 5.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll see you there tonight for the Raw Watch Along. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. How many subscribers do we have?
201. We finally
201
last week.
Keep it climbing. So we're at 201. So like and subscribe if you like the video. Hit the notification bell. And we'll see you next Monday. Peace.
All right, guys. We'll catch you all later. Have a good one.